Good morning, everybody. So I'm going to present what we do at PMU, as well on the online side and on the offline side. We are going through the different groups of customers or identified people or non-identified people we have on the French market. And I will finish with a view on what we would like to go to on the online side and for the retail side also. So segmentation, what for? And I think it's been said just before by the two previous speakers. Knowing about our customers, of course, allows us to understand them, to understand their needs, to understand their expectations. And it leads to targeted and efficient actions. These to create value. And indeed, thanks to data, we can implement effective actions that will, at the end of the day, generate return on investment, which is the objective of each of us. So concerning the French market, we are talking about 5 million people, which means about 10% of the French population, aged 18 and more, playing on horse betting in France. So we've got on the left the anonymous punters, which is the main and the biggest population, because we are talking about more than 4 million people. Then we've got a second group of people that I've called M-based people, and I will go deeper in this subject just after. We are talking about 200K people that we have for which we have some information, but not a lot. Then we've got two tools. The first one is the card. It is a card to place bets. It allows to pay, but it's allowed to benefit from the loyalty program too. So in fact, it's a mean of payments at the first, but it allows also, to benefit from actions from PMU. Then Allo Paris is, let's say, dial a bet. It's the telephone mode to place bets with PMU. And we've got almost 4K people. And then there is a big part for which I will go in details. It's about PMU.fr, of course, the online side of the business. We've got a lot of mixed people going in each channel. And for instance, on PMU.fr, 40% of our punters also place bets in the retail. So we can't add all those people. Some of them are using different channels. So I'm going to start with the first group, the non-identified punters, the main group, also because of the history of PMU, and also because they are all playing in the 12,000 point of sales we've got in the retail, and they love also playing with cash. So it is something which is very, I think, not specific in France, but specific of the business of horse betting. So for those people, we've got little information. We've got social demographics, and we've got those information thanks to marketing studies. So we've got the profile, of course, gender, age, and the socio-professional classes. But we also have two information on which we work. First, the frequency, how many often they place bets with PMU. So we've got the regular punters, they place at least one bet per week. We've got the monthly punters. They place bets, let's say, between 2 and 4 times during the month. And we've got the occasional punters. And they place bets, let's say, between 6 and 8 times a year. So with those people, we can affect value. All this information is declarative, I mean, thanks to marketing studies. So we rely on that, those declarations, to identify where is our turnover. And in fact, we know that 8% of our most regular punters represent more than 75% of our turnover, meaning that the weight on those people is really important, and the action and the attention we have to have for those people is really, really strategic. But as we don't know them very well, we can just inform and communicate about new products, about new services. We can also implement animations in the point of sales, promotion for retention or upsell or different purposes. And then we can create flow and stream during major events. And I will show you some example. Major events meaning in the horse betting environment, like Arc de Triomphe, of course, or Amérique, but it can be also with sports. So you've got here some illustrations of what we do in the 12,000 point of sales, about posters, about point of sale advertisements, and you can have some, on the right side of the slide, some free bets we can distribute in the point of sale, but you've got illustration here of what we can do. Then the second group of people are the identified contacts. With this group, we can start to target a little more our actions. The way to collect the data is thanks to actions in the point of sale, thanks to actions in the fair and exhibitions, through contests we organize, through initiation program, we have called it Easy Parry, Easy Baiting. But thanks to these actions, we collect few data, basic data, I say, such as name, mobile, address, etc., plus the fact if they are punters or not non-punters. If they are punters, which profile do they have, regular, monthly, or occasional? And if they are non-punters, if they have been punters in the past, or if they have never placed a bet. And this information allows us to send them information more targeted and offers that will correspond to their profile. So some illustrations here again. You've got on the left side some some emails. On the bottom of the slide, you've got some push notification we send through our application PMU. I don't know if everybody knows PMU. It's an application that PMU launched almost 1 year ago, and it allows for the punter in the retail to have a maximum of information. It allows him also to prepare his bets. And this application allows us, PMU, to get information about what he does in the application, which information he's looking for, and at the end of the day, better understand his profile and push some specific offers. So you've got on the right other information. On the right part of the slide, you've got an example of also a study we send to this database. And the objective is to gather more information, to qualify more the people we've got in the database. And to give them a gift, we offer them some free bets or some vouchers if they complete the form, so as we have more information about them. Then the third group of punters, and I'm going to go more deeply here because we've got lots of information on those punters, as we are talking about the online side of the business. Not completely, because we've got La Carte and Allo Paris, as I said. Those two means are not online channels, but we do the same work on those people than the one playing on our website. So we are talking about 540,000 clients, and all this group of people, we've got lots of information, of course, and we want to transform that group of people in more or less 10 targets. We study those people according to 3 main axes. The first axis is the value. We look the current value of each punter, of each account, because they're playing thanks to their account, and what they generate in terms of turnover and margin. The second one is the behavior. We look at the bet they have placed, which kind of bet they place, and we look also at their betting style, how many often they place, the amount they place, at what time they play before the race. Do they play race after race, or do they only place bets, on the main race of the day? All those information is really important so as to target and dedicated actions. And the third one is what we call the mixity. That's why we're talking about the online, on which we've got 3 offers, as you know. We've got horse betting, of course, sports betting, and poker online. And we can see how people navigate on the website and how they cross-sell between horse betting, sports betting, and poker. Plus, a last information which is really important too, and I will come back on that after, which devices they use. Are they only on the website, or do they go to mobility thanks to applications or thanks to their different mobile or tablets? Sorry, and last point on this slide we can't see because it's under the green message. In fact, we also look at the way, when I said the betting behavior is important, because we are very recently looking at what we call internally splitting value. There are some people that place bets, let's say, mil times 10 euros, and other punters will do the contrary. They will do 10 times 1,000 euros. So those behaviors mean different things, and for us it's really interesting to adjust, to adapt the messages and the offers we are going to propose to them. To be completely concrete, that's the segmentation, the value on the horse betting side. We've got very, very big clients. They weight 45% of our turnover on the online side. But there are only 2% of our clients. And even among them, there are 100 punters weighting 5% of the turnover, which is really, really important for us. Those big punters benefit of a specific program we call Prestige, and I will come back on that just after. And then you've got, of course, at the bottom of the pyramid, 70% of the actives on the online weighting only 8% of the turnover. So we've got this pyramid of our customers, the very small, the average, the big, very big, and Prestige, where we've got 75 punters. Obviously, we don't offer the same generosity for each target. On the top, we'll have a one-to-one way of speaking to punters. There is a dedicated team which is in charge to contact them, to discuss with them, to offer them some, but I don't know, lots of things, in fact. Invitations, for instance, for Sunday, Grand Prix de l'Arc, they will be invited and they will have a very VIP way of treatment, very VIP. We invite them also for travels. For instance, some of them go for sports events. During the Euro 2 years ago, they went there, or during the World Cup this year. And for those people, we offer lots of bonuses, a big amount of bonuses, because at the scale of their investment, it's not so much, but they do appreciate the fact that PMU is generous with them. Then there is a group of, let's say, average and big punters. For those people, we are going to do very targeted actions, but the bonuses will be less generous. We'll go from 50 to 500 euros per account. We will propose to them some expertise and some challenges among them because they understand they are belonging to a specific group of big punters, but not the biggest one. So the last population, we will do some wide actions, not so much targeted. And the bonuses will be very low, of course. And the mechanics we're going to propose in terms of promotion are going to be very simple. The second one is the behavior I talked about just before. We are going to have a look at to which bets they are playing, at which frequency, of course, with which value, and we are going to segment and to identify sort of typologies of punters. So we've got three groups. The first one, they only plays bets on the race of the day, the very big event. The second one is what we call big punters in certain sense, as they do place bets race after race. They remain very loyal during the meeting, and they place lots of amounts of money. And then we've got the experts, it's names that we have given to make sure that the groups are the same. They are playing other products such as multi, trio, 2 sur 4, and formulas more complicated. The third point I talked about is the mixity, and here we can see that the cross-sell is creating value. In fact, on the table on the right side of the slide, you can see that for someone playing only, for instance, sports betting, which is a value of 1, you can see that someone placing bets on on 2 activities is going to generate more value, and punters playing on the 3 activities is going to generate more and more values. Here we've got a ratio of 1 to 10 from someone playing only sports betting and someone placing bets on the 3 activities. So marketing team try to increase the cross-sell process so as to make sure that people are going to generate more and more value. It is still, and still the opening of the market 4 years ago, it is still a very big lever to improve our performance. Concerning the devices, it's almost the same story. When someone plays bets only on internet, is less valuable than when he plays bets on internet and nomads. You've got some ratios on the right again, and you'll see that, for instance, on sports betting, but it's the same for betting to less, but someone who is playing only one channel, will create 3 times less value than someone using both channels. And it will be up to 7 times on sports betting. And even if people place bets on nomads, mobile, and etc., it does not cannibalize the online side of the business. So this is positive on all aspects. In our action, we are going also to take into account the lifetime stage of the customer. We are not going to implement the same actions according where is the punters. And we have identified 5 stages. The first one is transformation. The guy has just opened the account, but he has not played yet. So the objective is to make him transform his account from temporary to definitive, make him deposit money and place bets. But the main objective is to have a definitive account. The second stage is activation, meaning some people, this is very strange, I said 30% of people opening an account, they do not place bets. They deposit money and they don't activate their accounts. So here there is a big objective of making them placing bets. The third one is loyalty. Here we've got punters that play bets regularly, but the objective is to upsell or to cross-sell, as I said just before, because we know we are going to create value. Retention is a stage where the punter is playing less and less. So the objective here is to make sure that he's not going to quit PMU. So we offer him many options, either to deposit or to participate to very attractive promotions to make him come back in the game. And the last stage is more complicated to reactivate. We call it reactivation, in fact. The objective here is for an account that is non-active at all, to make him place at least a bet, because ARGEL, the French authority of regulation, ask the operators to close accounts that has not been active during 1 year. So there is a challenge here to make sure that people are going to place at least a bet to make sure the account is going to stay alive. Some illustrations, again, to show what we do on the online side. With very specific actions on the top of the slide for what we call and presented prestige. So the 75 people placing a lot of amount of money with us. But you've got also targeted and non-targeted actions on this slide. The question is, where are we going for tomorrow? And I'm going to just to share with you 2 slides. The first one is about online side, and the second one is about the offline side, which weighs 90% of our business, so which is still very important. So for the online side, but not only online, in fact, sorry, I did a mistake. The objective is that to manage, to have all the information. We talked about customer-centric, Jason talked about that this morning. The idea is to have a maximum of information about each contact. So on the left side, all the information we have at this level, not 100% each time, you can see it's in progress. And on the right side of the slide, you have all the things we would like to implement tomorrow to make sure that the business is going to increase and to make sure that we offer the customer a very good experience. The objective, sorry, is to go to one-to-one marketing, of course, and in real time. So we can do it on the online side. We don't do it yet in the offline side, but we are looking at this subject and studying things on self-betting terminal to try to implement interactive marketing. Last slide, it's the retail segmentation, because we do segmentation on the online, as I said, but we do it also on the offline side of the business. At the moment, we are testing new concepts of point of sales, and the idea is to segmentate our retail, because the 12,000 point of sales today are more or less all the same, which is not very attractive for new punters to go to, because nobody is going to listen to him, nobody is going to take time to explain bets. So as to maximize business, we think we have to dedicate places for big punters. And on the other side, which is the other strategic objective, is to do acquisition, I mean to increase the number of punters in France. We have to dedicate places for beginners and newcomers. So you've got on the first one is what we call the passion. The positioning is the house of the punter. Here we'll have some self-service betting machines. We'll have dedicated merchandising and furnitures. We'll have a TV screen, of course, broadcasting Acadia. And we'll have information channel also to complete the information of the punters. The idea is there for the punters to have a place where they can have all the information they need to place bets and to improve their betting. The second one is Happy PMU. It's a place more dedicated to do acquisition, as I said. So here you've got different colors and you've got different equipment. Here the positioning is the cozy bar to discover horse betting. So here you will have a self-betting machine, but on it there will be a dedicated interface. This interface is named a racing machine, and it is a way to present races on a very simple way. We give only the name, the number, and the odds of each horse, and we present only a part of the range of products. In a few clicks on the board, because we are talking about digital self-betting machine, you can place a bet. So it's very easy, it's very fun. We are testing this at the moment, and we'll have more results by November. The express concept is the nearest point to place bets or get paid quickly. We've got a lot of punters, they don't have time to go to a passion point of sale because it's too far from their home or to their work. So we think we have to offer a service via this specific point of sale where you can very quickly have a bet or be paid. It also allows to recruit more women, those point of sale, because we are talking mainly of library. And then the last one is the PMU City, which is not in test, even because we have launched them 3 years ago. But it's a place very dedicated to PMU City. In fact, it's quite new for the French market. For Anglo-Saxon countries such as Great Britain, it's not very new, as it looks like bookmakers' shops. And but here we've got only PMU, and there are lots of screens, self-betting machines. There is a cashier with hostesses to welcome you, to explain things. So here you've got the full services. We've got other concepts we are going to test next year. And the idea is to develop and to deploy that in the 2 coming years, so as to have a new retail network by 2017. So segmentation is important in the online side, but it's also important in the offline side. As for PMU, as I said, the main part of the business is there. So that's it for my parts. Thank you.